Plan.
All right, we're back on the record. And you were here earlier, you sworn in, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you state your name for the record, please?
Jeremy Michael Caragines.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell the board how you're employed, please?
I'm a firefighter paramedic with Volusia County Fire Services.
How long have you been a paramedic with Volusia County?
I currently celebrated my 7 years. So.
Very good. Congratulations. You've got a document in front of you there that's a policy of the standard operating guideline of Volusia County Fire Services. Are you generally familiar with that policy?
Yes, ma'am.
And I want to direct your attention specifically to page 3. It is the subsection, and I'm sorry I didn't highlight it, I should have, but 7, that talks about out-of-date or expired medications.
Yes.
And are you familiar generally with that, what you're supposed to do with expired medications as a paramedic?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell the board, in your own words, what's your understanding? What have you always done with expired meds when they've been replaced?
If they've expired or if they've been used, typically during this time frame, we would waste them into a sharps container, possibly filled with some type of absorbent at the bottom, and then that person would witness it, and then that's how the process.
Okay. And when you say waste them, what do you mean?
Physically put the medication from the vial into the bin.
Okay. And that would be to squirt the liquid?
Yeah, either some, or vial, you have to pull it up with a syringe, or if it's a cartridge jet, you just squirt it in there.
Okay. Is that the way, since you've worked for Volusia County, is that how that's always done? Since you've been involved?
Since I've been, yeah, paramedic.
Okay. I want to ask you about, direct your attention to June 2nd of 2010. You were assigned to Station 31 at that time, but temporarily were at a different station, is that correct?
Yeah, we sometimes get floated due to manpower, and I was assigned to 31, but floated to 34 that day.
Okay.
So.
Do you recall, and I know it's been a while, but do you recall Captain Rollins coming to the station that day to exchange lorazepam?
It has been a couple years, so I'd have to, review my statement, but yeah, I remember.
Just generally, not
The
asking
general.
about specifics. Okay. Do you remember what you did initially when Captain Rollins came and told you you wanted to exchange the lorazepam that was expiring with the new lorazepam?
I think I just kind of do my same procedure. I always, went to the truck, got it out of the bag or the box, brought the drugs, opened them up, maybe presented them there, maybe to do the exchange how we normally did it, which was put it into the sharps container or whatnot.
Did you, when you're talking about the actual liquid again,
Yeah, put the liquid from the vials into the.
do you remember that whether or not you started to do that and Captain Rollins told you just to hold up on that and go ahead and put the whole
Yeah, I think we had like something else happen differently that day. We didn't put the medication from the vial into the sharps box. We did a different method.
Was that unusual? Had you ever done it that way before?
I'd never done it that way. This was the first occurrence for that.
So, did you ask him about it, or whether there had been a policy change or anything like that?
I might have questioned if there had been a policy change, but
I'd like to approach the witness. Hold on, and ask if you recognize this document.
yep. Looks like our narcotics accountability form and stuff.
Okay. Across the top of that page, where it has the date 6/2 of 10, if you follow along that line, it has your printed name and then your signature. Did you sign that form on June 2nd, 2010 at the direction of Captain Rollins?
Yes.
And this document indicates that you wasted 10 milligrams of expired lorazepam on that date. Did you in fact waste the lorazepam that day?
No, I did not personally waste 10 milligrams of lorazepam.
So the form is incorrect, is that right?
Yes.
Did you feel like you had the option to say no to Captain Rollins when he directed you to sign the form?
Not really. He's in my chain of command, so, I tend to listen to people above me, unless it's life safety or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Either before that day or since that day, have you ever had a superior or supervisor or anyone come to your station and exchange narcotics the way that Captain Rollins did it that day on June 2nd?
No.
After this occurred, did you talk to any other paramedics about the way that this had been handled by Captain Rollins?
I think I vaguely remember talking to a few others and just saying, was it done this way? Is this normal? And
did the folks that you talked to tell you that they thought it was strange or out of the ordinary as well?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have no further questions at this time.
Questions?
Yes, Jeremy, do you remember, was I by myself when I arrived at the station on that day?
I believe so.
Okay, so you don't remember there was a state inspector that was looking at the storm shutters?
Not to my knowledge, I'd have to reference logbooks
Do you remember who you were working with that day?
I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
On the form that you have in front of you, can you please advise me of what the expiration date of the medication that's been exchanged day to day was? On the 1st of June 1st, the first line, is that?
The first line is date, the 6/2 added.
Then the expiration of the medication that was wasted.
It's not,
Is that the second page or the first page?
yeah, this is just the first page right here. At the end of that 30 days, I guess it would have the last file that was in there.
No, so that's the number on the left column down is 15 through 30, or 16 through 30?
It's 1 through 15.
So on the 1st, which would have been June 1st, the medications that were there, what was the expiration date of those medications? When you received them that morning?
Looks like 6/1/10
So the medications on that day were technically expired.
on 6/2.
On 6/2, when you took over the medications from the shift you relieved,
Actually, it says 7/1/10. It's a little, we had a discrepancy in the NARC log, so I'm having trouble if I know what you're asking.
I have no further questions.
Anything else?
No, sir.
Any questions from the board? Reason to hold this witness over. In that case, thank you for your time and help this morning.
All right.